It's snowing! It's so cozy. Addy is sleeping. Fire's going. We had pancakes for breakfast. Say hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Hello and welcome to week 10. This week, I try my hand at making chocolate-covered strawberries, restoring an old brass doorknob, and introduce Addison to the snow for the very first time. All of that and more in this week's episode of Life with the Carlins.
What are we doing now?
We're attempting to go out into the snow. So we've got this adorable little snowsuit she got for Christmas. It's okay, honey. It's okay. Look at you. You're gonna be so cute.
It's so big.
Chewy's like, what are you doing?
Chewy has been loving the snow today.
Yeah, he is not wanting to come back inside. Hey, honey. We got you.
Freaking goodness.
So one of us is snow ready.
Oh my gosh, Addy. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
You're so cute, Addison.
Who's ready to go in the snow? Are you ready? Are you so stoked?
So far, dude. I know. I'm glad we got the truck inside.
Yeah. Andy, where's your ball? Where's your ball, girl?
Come here, Andy. Come on, buddy.
Come on, girl. Come on. Good girl. Latest kind of cooking dessert endeavor that I have been working on is going to be chocolate covered strawberries. So I've got my strawberries here, which have been rinsed, and I'm about to start drying them because I have read that that is like one of the super key things, like individually dry each strawberry. The goal here, I guess compared to the last time I made them, is to get shiny chocolate and to have the chocolate not be too thick. I think last time I was tempted to like not scrape it off, and it ended up being like almost like an entire like candy bar's worth of chocolate wrapped around the strawberry. So it was a little bit like overwhelming. So here we go. We're gonna try to put oil in the chocolate this time and see if that helps with the shine. Everything I've read says drying is critically important. So it's like rinse them and then dry them. And it like everything says to literally go berry by berry. So we're gonna start with that. It's gonna take a second. I'll update you when I'm done. All right, last few. These guys are looking really good. I'm making chocolate covered strawberries.
For me.
For you.
Ooh.
Now we got the strawberries all dried. We're getting ready to set up the double boiler, so water inside of this pan. We will put this guy inside of here with the chocolate, and then hopefully slowly melt it down. There's the chocolate.
You're so good at this kind of stuff.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm really glad you are.
I don't know. Well, I think last time I made them, the chocolate was too thick.
Delicious.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hang on, I've got something for you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Ooh la la.
Alice's mom just got back from Paris. This is what she brought me back.
It's perfect.
How do I look?
French.
It's pockets.
Cutie.
Very good.
I love it. You're so cute.
Alright. Here goes nothing.
So that's gonna melt?
At some point. Okay. Parchment paper. We'll put them here. Should we put something underneath it so we can pick them up? Probably.
Does this happen fast?
It's fast-ish.
Okay.
Are you like
Oh no, I was just wondering.
You're on a schedule here?
I mean, we do have The Bachelor to watch tonight.
We do have The Bachelor. This is what I didn't try last time. I'm pretty sure you're actually supposed to use canola oil. I don't know if vegetable oil might have like too much flavor of it. We're just gonna go for a tablespoon. Right into the chocolate. This is what's supposed to make it shiny. Okay, I hadn't thought this part through that well.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna pour the chocolate into a smaller bowl so that I can just dip it a little bit better. Ooh, that is nice.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It's so smooth. I think that did not pour like this last time I did it.
It didn't?
No.
What'd you do different?
I added the oil for one. I don't know if that would make that much of a difference. I maybe brought it to a higher temperature. Last time I was really worried I was gonna heat it up too much, and this time I just think I didn't care as much. So let's see how they look.
You just dip.
Dip.
And then do you let it just like run off?
That was the thing. I saw scrape, dip and scrape.
Okay.
And I think that's what I didn't do last time, and then it formed these like big bricks of like chocolate across the bottom.
That looks thinner.
It looks thinner to me too. Dip. Scrape. They look good.
Yeah, they look really good.
Although, can you really go wrong with strawberries and chocolate?
No, not really. So while Ben is working on strawberries, I am gonna work on a cheese board, right? Cheese, salami,
salams.
pickles maybe?
Do we have pickles?
Some kind of pickled something.
Surely we have something.
Yeah.
It's bachelor night.
It's bachelor night, so anything goes.
And there is the finished product. The chocolate is still a little bit wet, but I mean, it looks super nice and shiny. I definitely think that the vegetable oil helped. Now, the very interesting thing that my brother-in-law Mike just taught me about these is that I have this temptation to then put them in the fridge, but apparently chocolate will do something called blooming. If you've ever seen kind of like a white film that is formed on the outside of chocolate. So I'm going to not put them in the fridge.
Okay, it's bachelor time.
I'm trying to cue it up while also feeding her at the same time.
And we've got our board. We're doing it.
All right. We're rested. Allie, you are
It's time.
I'm
I'm gonna do a small one.
Okay.
All right.
This is the real test, right?
Ready? Not as thick. That's really good.
Yay! Yay, Addy! We did it! Hey, howdy, hey, sports fans. I have my full day with Addy today because Allie is at work. And so she's sleeping right now. So I was gonna try to work on a project that is small, hopefully reasonably passive, and maybe rewarding. The thing is that we live in a house that was built in 1935, and it means that all of the hardware on all of the doors are these really beautiful, like old antique brass handles. But throughout the years of people living here and everything, they have been like painted and stripped and just all sorts of different stuff. I have seen before that one of the ways that you can fix this is by boiling the handle and then using kind of like a brass rub to bring them back to life. I have them on every single door in my house. So if I can find a way to bring them back to life, I actually feel like it'll make like a huge difference across the entire house. Chewy is barking, Addy is crying. We'll probably maybe get to this, we'll see. The first step is gonna be even just seeing if we can get the doorknobs themselves off. Like I said, they've been like kind of painted on there forever. I have a feeling some of these probably have never been taken off before. So I'm just gonna take a whack at it. I have no idea if it'll work or not though. Such thick old paint. Really super matter if that gets chippy, unless Allie gets mad at us for making this. Or making it look worse. See, that's the thing too, is that there are probably, I don't know, maybe 20 of these doorknobs in the house across all the bedrooms and closets and exterior doors and stuff. So it's like, it might not be that difficult to actually revive the brass. Like that might not be the challenge. The challenge might literally be like going through and taking the time to just individually remove all of them. As of right now, I'm making no progress on screw number 1 of 4 on the first doorknob. So I'm not wildly optimistic about my odds here. Whenever I'm on the front end of any project ever, even just having like an ounce, a morsel of progress, makes me excited, because when all is said and done, I will know how I did. Right now, I'm not someone who tries to live with too much confidence on the front end of anything, but I got the screw to turn once on 1 of 4. It's a victory. I'm not particularly proud of the fact that took about 20 minutes, but the good news about this project is that we don't have to be particularly perfect about it, because it already doesn't look great in terms of like if I have to come through and like touch up paint and stuff. But the part of the problem is that because everything, it's kind of like windows if they've ever been painted shut, because everything has been so stuck on here. It's like the screws were only really one line of defense. Like I almost feel like you could remove those and continue to use the door completely perfectly. It's partially satisfying, it's also partially horrifying. I feel like I'm gonna break it. God, this door is so old though. Probably a couple notes here is that I wouldn't pretend for a second to be an expert on this. Best case scenario is you get like a layer of preservation about the house. It's a really cool detail. I don't think that they're like valuable or anything like that. So it's not like it can't be a little bit rough and tough with it. Let's see if we can get it to work. This screw, for example, was coated in probably a 1/4 inch of just paint. Just how many times they painted this door, who even freaking knows? Guarantee there's somebody watching right now that knows exactly what's going on. They're like, you are an idiot. To that person, I apologize. Boom. Actually, the knob itself, you can see all that kind of paint I was talking about. Just all gobbed on there. All that is like, I think it was red, white. I can't tell if the green is just sort of like the brass itself staining it, because that will happen. So there's that. Okay, another little kind of interesting bit of intrigue is that when we were, oh wow, I have a brand name. That's kind of cool. Russwin. Can you see that? Another kind of additional piece of possible intrigue here, depending on how nerdy you are, is that when we were renovating the house earlier this year, one of the things that our contractor found inside of the wall was like a skeleton key, which I found to be incredibly interesting. And I was sort of like, I don't know why it would be in the wall, probably went to the front door of the house at one point in time. And my assumption was basically like, well, it's most likely gone. One of the things that for whatever reason never occurred to me is the fact that all of the interior doors of the house also have these keyholes for a skeleton key. And since I had made the decision to try to renovate these doorknobs, I actually tried to put it in there and turn it, but as you can see, like where the lock would go is just completely painted over. So it gave no ability to turn. I was afraid it was gonna break the key. Didn't go any further with it. But now that I have this guy off and I can kind of see the inner workings, it makes me a little bit more confident that there is some possibility that that skeleton key will actually turn this lock if, again, I can reveal it from beneath all of that paint right there. So renovating a doorknob wasn't interesting enough, as it were. And here is the guts of everything that we removed. Okay, so I'm basing every single thing that I'm doing here off of a single TikTok that I saw that said that this was the, air quotes, landlord special. And I figure boiling metal can't hurt metal is
what I think. So I never would have thought to boil it, but I guess the idea there is that it will just break up all of the stuff that has been stuck to it for all this time. And I am just curious to see what we get out of that. So it's boiling time. We've got our boil going. I did end up adding baking soda. That wasn't specifically advised, it just felt right. I almost added salt too. That was for flavor reasons.
All right, it has been on for about 10 minutes. If I can find the knob. We are off. Let's see if there's anything visible. I feel like there's some flaps of paint sticking off. So right in there. Oh yeah, it looks like it's peeling off down there.
The real question is whether or not I just ruined my pot.
Some people will find this satisfying, others will find it disgusting. It smells like boiled pennies. So definitely a lot of stuff still kind of on there, but it feels like with relative ease, the stuff is just going to peel right off.
Okay, so the bit that I've been particularly excited about is this one right here, which before I could even get the camera rolling, the paint just literally peeled right off. And if you can see, there is in fact a deadbolt in there, which means that there is a very reasonable chance that that skeleton key that I have will actually open this. I think we're still a couple of steps away, but I'm super happy with how this part in particular cleaned up. That's really neat. That, I don't know why it would be so cool, just not that it's literally a bathroom door. I don't know why it would be so fun to see that like random key that was found inside of my wall open something, but I think there's like a child inside of me that thinks of it as treasure, and while a bathroom door locking is not exactly treasure, it is not interesting to me.
Ready? You got it!
Okay, here's the status of things. Post-boil, kind of just preliminary scrub. You can see that one really didn't come quite as clean as the other, but I think we can still get it back. The knobs came out pretty good. One of the things I was particularly worried about was the paint kind of that had been found inside of those rings there. So curious to see if that will sort of come off with the polish. We're about to find out. I'm not a particularly big believer in like miracle products where something just like does all the work for you. However, this stuff is what I'm going to use to polish it. It's called Brasso. It was like $3 on Amazon, which makes me think that it's most likely vinegar and baking soda. But sometimes with things like this, it's just simple. Like it's just that simple. So we're gonna give it a go. I've never used it before. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna start with this dude because I feel like it really has like the shortest distance to go between where it's at and being a finished product. So let's see here. Shake well, soak a clean cloth with Brasso, apply to metal. I don't know if you guys can see just how quickly that is working. So I've just really done like that middle section right there, but it doesn't look beautiful or new or anything, but it looks shinier. What the heck? I mean, I'm still gonna say not like, you know, let's not talk perfect or anything like that, but I mean like, that is better. That is, wow. I super hesitate to call this the moment of truth, but like, let's see if it works. There is our key. It was literally found in the wall that is directly behind what I'm recording off of right now. Oh my gosh. Not getting a turn. Doesn't seem like it's sticking in far enough. Oh my gosh, it feels like it should do it. Like it's a perfect fit. What am I missing? But it doesn't, I don't know if you can see right there, it doesn't quite go in all the way. So freaking close. I suppose it's possible, it's just the wrong, like I would have thought that this guy was pretty universal because there's not that much to it, doesn't have like very unique teeth or anything, but I suppose it's possible that this distance right here is a little more unique than you think. All right, though, let's move on to a knob. Let's see what we can get out of this guy. This knob is polished. This knob is not. That is pretty darn remarkable. And boom, again, not perfect, but heckin' improvement.
Even when we just found out we were expecting, one of the things I've looked forward to the most is the potential for Addison to be my skiing or snowboarding buddy, so getting to introduce her to snow for the very first time was something very special in such a small way. But I also think this week's experiences came with a small metaphor that may someday fit this dream of mine. The journey is the destination, if you will, because this week I was endlessly excited to discover whether or not an old key might turn a lock. In the end, it didn't, but if you'll pardon the pun, it left the door open for another opportunity down the road. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
Hang on.
posing.
That's freaking beautiful.